Hey everybody, Phil Kerner here, the Tool and Die Guy, with a little lesson on surface finish, okay? The way your finished part looks is a direct reflection on you, and it can be dimensionally correct, but it's like the old rule we had when I was a kid in high school. You didn't take a car in to get inspected unless you washed it and waxed it first. I mean, they're less apt to look for issues in the inspection department and in customer when they get the part if the part looks good. So here's a little lesson I want to share with you. These parts came across my bench today, and I used to run these parts complete, but they've moved it to a different machine, and now I have to do the last operation on it. But look what they're doing now. They're taking, after they drill the holes, they're just running a Scotch-Brite pad on a disc sander across these holes. It actually looks worse than it does in this picture. If you were to see it in live, this is a nice finish on the surfaces part, and now it's got these big disc marks on it. I hate that. Okay, so let's make this look a little better. So what I did was made the surface look a little more matte finished, and didn't sandblast it. It took like about a minute to do this, but let me show you a little way to do that. And before I continue on, here's your conclusion. Again, the parts actually look worse than that. If you'll just take a second here to look at this, imagine this nice shiny part with these big disc marks on it. It just doesn't look right. It looks like you washed and waxed your car and you took a disc sander over the doorknobs. Okay, it doesn't look right. Now this part on the left, nice matte finish. Okay, it hides all this stuff. So how did I do that? It's called a dual action sander, or a DA sander, dual action auto body sander. These are like $80 or whatever. And the good news about these is they won't deburr your parts or roll over edges because they don't really spin. They just shake like a sander you use for wood, an orbital sander. That's what they're called, an orbital sander. And basically all I did was put an 80 disc on there. I didn't even 80 grit disc. I didn't even worry about a fine grit disc. And just ran it around the part. And it just vibrates back and forth and just gets that. It just hides all those surface marks. So it means a lot. It looks a lot better. Again, this was the disc I used. They originally gave me 180 and they just filled up too fast. 80 grit disc was fine because these grinders don't really spin, as I said, so they don't roll over edges or anything. It's just a great way to give your finished products a nice matte finish. So let's finish here with a little video of watching me do this. And like I said, these are available in any auto body shop. And for all of you guys that are cringing out there, sometimes you got to do what you got to do to make your work look uniform. And looking uniform sometimes just means hiding the blemishes. So here's a great way, I guess, to say to hide the blemishes. That's why you pay to hear from the Tool and Die Guy. This is 35 years experience, and this is what I do sometimes, not all the time, because I didn't do this work. I just had to hide it. So here's how I hid it. Okay?